Oh, we're doing this again. I'm on my couch again. What the fuck?
Ew. It's like you never leave.
It's like I never leave. You know what's really funny? We're going to talk about Fire Fist, the different advantages and disadvantages of 3 and 4 axis. And I just realized I have this sitting here, and it craps on all of you.
Boo.
Sorry. I just saw it sitting on the table. I was like, oh, look, mistake. Hey, that's how you beat it.
So, a lot of people are trying to hype Fire Fists because this card came back to 3.
Alright, so now we got 3 tanky.
So we have 3 tanky, and to some extent that opens up 3 axis again to be a little bit more viable, and definitely 4 axis. And some people are trying to do 3.5, but I'm going to start off by talking about 4 axis and why it's a decent contender, at least in the meta. I'm not going to say it's the best deck.
We don't know what the best deck is.
Obviously.
There is no best deck.
So, obvious plays about the deck, tanky going to bear. Tanky's a 1-card monster removal that can recur back for more later in the turn.
Depending on what's in your hand, if you have other stuff, you can grab the Tensu and summon and...
Yeah, and then you have Dragon and Tangson and stuff. And so 4 axis kind of relies on slow rolling your opponent and then eventually going into a Tiger King to nuke the field's effects and set a spell, or your only really big monster removal in...
Tiramisu, a.k.a. Cardinal.
Yeah, the worst Tiramisu.
Targets.
Yeah.
Targets.
But it's still good.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely viable.
These 2 cards are definitely the only reason that 4 axis is actually as good as it is. Bear is a great monster removal.
I feel like rank 4s have the best toolbox of options in a in the extra deck game. Is definitely your best options are rank 4s.
Oh yeah, so especially with
like Laval, Chain, Emerald, Cowboy, Maystroke, Utopia, Pearl. There's just so much stuff. Even Evgishki Merrowgeist saw a little bit of hype when Mermels were running around, so you can run over a limb with Merrowgeist.
But next format, I think 4 axis is going to be boosted even more besides with just tanky.
Still have it.
Because of Honor's Arc Knight and the rank 4 Judgment Dragon, Excidon Knight.
Oh, you mean Extinction Knight?
Yeah, whatever.
Evil Swarm Extinction Knight or something?
It's Excidon, but everyone says Extinction. Well, unless they changed it again, which would just be hilarious.
I saw it Extinction. I don't know. Maybe I can't read.
Maybe neither of us can read.
I don't know. I'm not very literate.
But I think those 2 in itself kind of indirectly boost 4 axis just because Dragon can recur another bear to overlay into either of those 2 without losing too much advantage.
And, 4 axis Spirit, a.k.a. Wolfbark, didn't, get hit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Wolfbark's still fine.
Wolfbark's still at 3.
But beyond Wolfbark, 4 axis really has problems with their top decks. Like, if you get them into the grind game, like, if they don't top deck, if they don't have any fire formations on the field, and you don't top deck a Wolfbark, you're normally in a pretty bad spot, and they lose in that grind game.
They kind of lose, like... Whenever you have like the mass removal, like if Fire Fists get Black Rose, they're having a really bad time coming out of Black Rose.
And normally they run a big trap row to kind of
back row
to help.
It's like if you want to be Fire Fist, Malcat. Malcat. Crap on your dreams.
So overall, Fire Fists 4 axis is really decent stun with the ability to go into Crimson Blader. With Wolfbark and the tuner giant red that they have, Boar. So they have some really subtle advantages there. Their rank 4 game is great, but they have trouble top decking. And now I kind of want to talk about
the baby. Your baby.
3 axis Fire Fist.
Oh.
And why I think even though we didn't get back Spirit to 3, Tanky to 3 is still kind of a good replacement. Because now...
You have the deck, if you tech it out, you definitely have, the ability to play the deck. And you see the small 3-axis engine with the Lion Emperor or whatever inside of 4-axis with the transmodifies. Mm-hmm. But there's definitely ways to play a dedicated more 3-axis build with, 3-bear and dragon?
I play 3-bear and a dragon, yeah. Back when Spirit was at 3, I used to play a Wolfbark in there and transmodifies, but the deck's not fast enough anymore. And reasons why 3-axis is still viable. Rooster in itself is a very good card. If you have...
How many Roosters does the deck generally play? Is it still at, 2 Rooster, or does it have to go, 3 Rooster now?
I play 3, just because...
Eating your Cheetos.
Damn it. pure 3-axis is in, I'm only 4 level 4s. I'm not going to consider that 3.5. So pure 3-axis, you need to be able to switch out your fire formations and get that spirit to hand as quick as possible. So I run 3, and
Another thing we got. Hold on, dude. We got Vulcan.
Yeah, we have Vulcan to bounce this back and keep recurring, which is amazing. Or Fiendish Chains.
Or Call the Haunted if you want to go that way. If you're one of the people who play Call the Haunted.
Or Call the Haunted. That's a good one.
It's never bad to have more summons.
But, the main merit to this deck and why it's so fast is because of Horse Prince. People remember that from back when Spirit was still at 3 for that little bit.
That week.
Dude,
I
love that week.
That was a great week. Even though all the dragons were still at 3 and the babies still run as the super rejuve. Doesn't matter. I got 3 actions Fire Fist.
But Horse Prince just allows you to plus so much when you special Rooster. And allows you to be, Fire Fist's 4-axis
got Cheetos at 7-Eleven.
have a hard time OTKing. Like, sure, they can bear pop a monster and swing from that, but they don't have any kind of massive push cards. 3-axis, if you have a decent hand, allows you to 2-turn OTK.
And you can bring the spirit back to your hand with this, and you have tech cards. Gotta play the Crane.
Because Crane.
Crane brings back spirit, and it's pseudo, and then
that's the
Horse
same
Prince.
thing.
And then it's still Horse Prince.
So that allows you to be a little bit more aggressive with it as well. And another reason why 3-axis is vastly more aggressive than 4-axis is because you can run this card and sack with it.
You can sack pretty hard with Rekindling.
And what people don't normally remember is that this card also has 200 defense.
You can, in fact, bring it back. And the new Downed Magician.
Downer or whatever, yeah.
Downer Magician or whatever that's coming out. You can bring this back with Rekindling, and then put the Downer Magician over at main 2, go Gaia Charger on its ass.
Yeah. So, but kind of along, going to the disadvantage of it, because, I love this deck, but it's not...
Okay, so we're going to talk about one thing. Both lose to Skill Drain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Both lose to Valor, but this loses more to Maxi.
Mm-hmm.
If you Maxi a Spirit, and you go 1 for 1, like, honestly, what's a field of these 2 cards going to do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
This deck loses a lot harder to hand traps than
also has 200 defense.
Than typical 4-axis does. They both lose kind of equally hard to Valor, but Valoring a Spirit still hurts.
Yeah, rather Valor a Spirit than Valor a Bear.
Yeah. So
we definitely feel like the deck will contend next format, but we've been toying around with it a little bit and trying to see what it can do. Dear God, did Vulcan help the deck?
Helps.
Vulcan helped the deck a lot.
It really does.
The ability to get rid of problem cards that you don't, because like you don't always have Bear. You don't always have Bear in 3-axis. So if you have a problem monster, you can Vulcan, get rid of it, and recur a Fiendish Chain or a Tenki, and have the ability to set up again and get that Bear to your hand, or stop your opponent from going off.
This card is really good about getting rid of the Noble Knight, rank 5. If you can get rid of Excalibur so you can't target it, you can get around Destiny by just bouncing it, which might be relevant depending on what that Valiant Noble Knight is.
Or if Noble Knights even do anything, because...
I mean, if they get the mid-drought combo off, it's still good, but right now it's just so inconsistent, so we gotta see what that card is, but...
So, let us know what you guys think about Fire Fist for next format. Is it, viable? It's more viable than Blackwings. I'm gonna make fun of Blackwings and everything. I think that's gonna be my goal for sitting on my couch and talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Team Who Needs Blackwings?
Yeah, Who Needs Blackwings? I'm only doing it because Andrew's first ever regional top was with Blackwings, and it was his first tier 1 deck that he ever built was Blackwings, and we make fun of Andrew. Just kidding, Andrew. Happy birthday. Thanks for watching, guys.